I haven't got time
for my pleasure.
Long day lady road.
Hey everybody, we're back. Welcome to Get to Know Your Creator. I think calling him something else now. Talking with comics. I don't even know. Comics and conversations. I think that's what I called it because that's why we're here. I got some coffee, fresh coffee with 2-day-old coffee. Delicious stuff. Can't beat it. Can't go wrong. Waste not, want not. And we're back, like I said, and we're back as always with Angela Curry. What's going on?
Not much. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am fantastic, ecstatic, and overjoyed, thrilled.
Hey,
Insert adjective.
All the positive adjectives.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit of a hiatus for personal reasons, but which is fine. It happens. But we're back, and I know at least we might be over streaming Lepresti. We are fans of Lepresti, so please open 2 windows.
And give this a like as well.
Yeah. So. Give him a like, a subscribe, a super chat, a bell, and come over here and just watch.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. What's great about today, Angela, we have a wonderful guest that we have back for our first time back. He's a friend. He's
second timer.
Second timer, if you will. I think third. I don't know if he was on for SPQR ZX9er or whatever that one was. I don't know if he was on for that one, but he was on for Judex. He's a great human, great man. He's a giant. It's Odin, Michael Odin.
Yeah, I am pretty tall. That's right. You've met me, Jason.
I met you. Yeah. I didn't know it was you because you were so tall. You know what I mean? Like, there is also, like, with this, you see, like, an angle of somebody. You know what I mean? So you really seeing a 2D, really a 2D thing. So you're not really used to the actual format of a human. So
100%. There have definitely been people that I've, like, done interviews with, like on here, and then when I've met them in real life, like Shay, I was not prepared for that shit. That woman is taller than I am by like an inch.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is a very rare occurrence. Me looking up at somebody already rare. Me looking up at a woman never has happened before since I was a child. But she's 6'3".
Yeah,
she's like
6'3". Who's taller, Sai or her?
Oh, Shay.
Her by far.
Sai is an inch taller than me. I'm 5'6".
Like,
yeah,
but
it's
it's kind of nuts.
Well, also, and as you know, like my eyes are bad anyway, so and hearing things here also is different because it's coming through headphones or whatnot or a speaker. So the audio sounds a little different. Yeah, the audio is different in there too. So, dude, one time, Mother and I were walking. This was after my surgery, and we were walking to go get some lunch, and some people were coming up, and I heard a lady going, "Hi, Jason, hi." And my mom goes, "I'm like, who's that?" I don't know. My mom's like, "Oh, it's Lisa. That's my boss." I didn't even recognize her from over there, even with her saying hi. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So that's somebody I've worked with for 6 years, and I didn't recognize her. So
I mean,
don't be offended if I don't know who you are. Say who you are. Don't be ashamed.
That was like the funniest part of coming up to your booth. It was like, do you know who I am? It's like, well, clearly not. It's like, it's Odin, and he was like, oh shit.
Yep.
So you were at the con in Maryland?
Yeah, I was at Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I came up to help out with Neff and Freak Girl. They had like the Ringo Awards that night and needed someone to watch after their booth. And at the time, we had the Judex preview book that we were handing out. So I came over and ended that. It was a blast. We had a really good time hanging out.
Excellent.
Well, speaking of hanging out, we also are hanging out with a lovely chat over there, Angela.
Nice.
Who do we have in the chat? Thank you.
Well, it looks like first up, Oliver is in the house. Hail, Oliver. We got Haldier here.
What's up, Oliver?
Got the awesome one. I don't know how true that is, but we'll just go with it. Hail, awesome one.
He is.
I love awesome one.
Yeah.
Miranda is here. Hail, Miranda.
Hey, What's going
Yeah.
on, Miranda?
Mr. Henry Bemis in the house.
Henry Bemis.
And the lovable K-pop. I mean, I don't know how
Hey.
lovable, but she seems pretty sweet.
She is
And
a special K.
Of course, the lovable Ink Spots. You love him.
He's
you know
alive? I thought he was dead.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we are also we're streaming to Facebook as well. So if you're over on Facebook and you want to see what this is all about, you're new to this, you're new to Odin, click the links. I don't know where they are, but check out his campaign. If you're watching on YouTube, links are at the top and the bottom. So click on them if you want to bypass all of our gobbledygook, our jaw wagging and jibber jabber. We do things a little opposite here. We don't really promote too much except for the end. But I mean, well, there's a reason. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of promotional streams out there too that have a bigger audience and they're better at it. So
there's that aspect, but I also think that there is genuinely something to be said of the crowdfunding thing has been going on for almost 5 years. And the boom has started to die down, and a lot of people, people want to go and help support indie creators, but it's less of a thing of, let's listen to this guy promote his book for 40 minutes. It's, hey, let's see them talk about stuff that they care about and see if it's somebody that I like their viewpoints, or like they don't come across as a jackass, like stuff like that. And then if you buy some goodwill, then maybe they back your book if they like your pitch or what have you. But like at the end of the day, I've seen across the board where promotional shows have started to kind of scale back and even become more selective about who they're letting on, because it's just there's so much out there.
There's a lot. And not to cut you off, but I saw Dean was in the chat. Is he able to come on?
Hey,
Dean, do you want to come on?
Come on, Dean.
I didn't know if you were available, Dean. We'll send you the link.
I messaged him before, and I misread when you asked if we could bump the show up to 7.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh yeah, we're going live at 9. And he goes, it says you're going live in the next hour. And I went, shit, does it?
I'll send Dean the link if he can make it cool. But yeah, I mean, like you're not wrong. The boom. I mean, it's kind of slowing down. I mean, it's not dying down, but also it's the economy is a big part of that. I think. Not only that, like what you were saying, there's a lot out there that's really good though. There's a lot of really good stuff out there, so it's getting very difficult to pick and choose.
100%. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, and I feel like ultimately what it comes down to is, hey, are you guys going to put on a good show and have fun? And that's that's the most important thing anyway. That's why the chat joins us anyway.
There's
American Discord is here. I'm not reading the comment, but
read it.
They just towed a 2021 teal Subaru from the alleyway behind my house. Has black plastic paneling on the rear doors and a fully loaded ski rack.
Is that you, Angela? Is that your car?
Well, I don't know how it could. Well, I guess so. Yeah, I must have I'm here because my car was towed. This must be how it is. So anyway,
everybody follow American Discord for more Angela Curry lore.
Updates,
he makes me great, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, and there are streams that are better geared for it. Like Red Valkyrie, they do great. Bancroft does great. And they're kind of known for it too. You know what I mean? Like the launch on Bancroft is kind of the place to go because he's known for it. He does great job. He has the reach and he's passionate. 100%. Yeah, and that's cool. And they still talk comics. Like we still talk what we're passionate about. We are passionate about comics. Like you've been in this for a while now. Like you've been writing for a while, and it's like the embraces your superhero thing because you have other IPs that are not. They're more historical. Like I'm using quotes because it's not like insanely accurate. But
yeah, well, I mean, like there's like Elysian Fields, which is like mythology based, and I'm doing a massive reboot of that here in the next year. I'm really excited about it. And then there's SPQR,
You
which was
are.
a big joke, but
It was
awesome.
great.
Yeah, no, like I had a blast. Like the book came out better than it had any right being. Like,
Yeah.
it is drop dead gorgeous, and it's a fun read.
What comics, like, because we're in the indie scene, like we kind of promote each other, but the mainstream gets a big bashing and lashing for stuff. But what are some good mainstream type books that you've picked up that maybe you've read, if you have?
Like I try to at least find something worthwhile to read. I feel like it's disingenuous to say that an industry that has, you know, like dozens of publishers that put out hundreds of titles monthly, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but between all of them, that there is nothing good in them. Like,
Right.
yes, the big two, DC and Marvel, and it's frankly not even like all of the books. It's just the books people care about that
True.
like they get saddled with terrible writers and artists. But like, from Marvel, I mean, the Ultimate stuff that's been going on right now has been brilliant. Ultimate Spider-Man, the first 5 issues of that have been great. Ultimates #1 came out last week. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I just picked it up actually. Yeah.
You know, and so like those are some examples from like even those companies. But I mean, over at Image we had Transformers being done by Daniel Warren Johnson, which was phenomenal. You had the Cobra Commander and Duke miniseries by Joshua Williamson, which had no right being as good as they are.
Yep.
Like there's tons of fun stuff that's coming out from all over the place. A while back, Garth Ennis had done this book called The Lion and the Eagle, which was all about the Burmese Chindits in World War II. And that was freaking awesome. The trade is out. High recommend. And it comes in like a prestige format. So like absolutely fantastic book. Like there's plenty of good comics coming out still.
Do you think, and there are, and like that's what I tell everybody, and like you said, a lot of the things that are, it's the main titles that get the most attention, but those tend to get like kind of the bad writers and artists on them for some strange reason, which you think would be opposite. But there's still good stuff out there from the main two, and I bash them also. I bash the main two. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather see what's good out there because I like good. I mean, yeah, most of my stuff that I pick up at the shop is older. I'm looking through back issue bins and stuff like that, or getting like keys, which are fun to collect. But I like to look through these things. Like I don't want to spend $100 for a comic and then just leave it in the bag and board. Ooh, fun. Like I want to be able to hey, $3 for Marvel Comics Presents number 90. Ooh, let's see some like cool Sam Keathness, So it's good to have. It's good. It's fun, and a lot of them are less than cover price for current comics.
Yeah, well, and 100%. I think that the big thing that's important is if you are going to work in this industry as a professional at any level, whether it's in the independent scene or if you manage to scale up and get into the actual high-level publisher side, you need to be current. You need to see what's out there, not just for all reasons, not just to see what's being done well, but what's being done wrong. Because and I think it was Alan Moore that said this, but like reading bad books is almost more informative for you as a process because it's a how not to thing.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you pick up the occasional, just absolutely atrocious book, you are able to go, okay, this is why this is objectively not good storytelling, whether it's from the sequential art side or whether it's from the writing side. And either way, it's a learning. It helps you learn and helps you grow and be better, because I think the real enemy to any creative industry is stagnance. The moment that you feel like you've reached a peak and you can never be better, your goose is cooked.
Like look at what Ink is saying here. Like Ghost Machine is killing it. So there are mainstream quote unquote indie mainstream, like because they're in shops, they're not mainstream, but they're indie, but they're still mainstream is where they got in the brick and mortar stores that are crushing it. And you're right, it is good to pick up also what is bad along with, even if it's like you pick it up. You let's say Ghost Rider #1. It's Ghost Rider. You're flipping through it, like man, this story is trash, but it has so much potential if they only just did this. And it kind of gives you a key narrative. Be like, look, there's quality here, but they missed the mark. Maybe since and you, like you talk to other people and they're like, you pitch it to them. You're like, what do you think about Ghost Rider #1? Don't you think they missed the mark here? And they'd be like, oh yeah, that's. And then you can learn on it and implement it into what you're doing. That's if you're a creator. If you're just a fan and a collector, which I'm also that too. You're mind you, dude, all this opinion is subjective. It's all based on what you like and who you are. I know plenty of people that like, a lot of crap that I love. So it all varies, but it's also good to have those different opinions and different mindsets and be like, yo, Ghost Rider #1 sucked. And you'd be like, dude, the writing was dope. You're missing out on key elements here. Be like, oh, what is it? And you might give me a totally different viewpoint, and I could like go back, look at it, be like, you know what, Odin's right. That actually is, a good story. So like I was watching, I watched this, was it Late Night with the Devil? I watched this movie, and great premise, dude. A late night talk show host. His ratings aren't the greatest anymore, and he gets on like these guests, and it's a Halloween night, so he gets on like a girl that's possessed, and blah blah stuff happens. But wonderful premise and it had so much potential. But at the end, it was just like lost me totally because it could have been great if they had kept it at the format they had it, were just the interview and then a behind the scenes. But then they went like CG and all weird, and I'm like, I was like, this just went way too wacky. Like way too wacky. Like the premise was good. And it's like that with a lot of comics out nowadays. The premise is there. Your ideas are good. They're solid. It's like you just need that team to focus and hone it.
I think that the perfect person to point to with that is like Tom King. Tom King will come up with fantastic ideas and then shit the bed on execution frequently. Like if you look at his DC Rebirth run of Batman, and the second or third storyline was I Am Suicide, which is effectively, from a base premise, is Batman uses his leverage that he has on Amanda Waller to get his own Suicide Squad to go after Bane and Corto Maltese. Fantastic idea. That's really cool. And it makes you go, oh man, who is he going to get for his Suicide Squad? And then it's like the ventriloquist Catwoman, a Joker Harley knockoff, and I can't even remember the last one. But it's like it was so unbelievably disappointing because you're like the two heaviest hitters on a Suicide Squad team are the ventriloquist and Catwoman. That's sad. I
do like the ventriloquist.
I like those characters, but like Amanda Waller has the entire roster of Blackgate Prison.
Yeah,
like she has the entire roster of these people chipped and ready to go out on a Suicide Squad mission, and Batman picks.
I sent it to you.
These guys.
Sorry, not to interrupt. I'm trying to get Dean.
Dean, I sent you the link. This is here. This is Dean.
Did you send it to Dean?
Oh, you know what? I sent it to his other freaking account.
Did you send it to the Ghost of Dean James? Because so Dean has 2 Twitter accounts because at one point he had gotten there was something wonky happening with his Twitter. So there's his normal account and then the Ghost of Dean James.
I don't even think I've messaged him in the Ghost of Dean James.
Sorry, Dean.
Oh, Dean.
I don't know if he should be sorry though. He has 2 accounts. I think he should be sorry.
It's his fault.
It is his fault. We still want you to come on.
All right. We will get this sorted out right quick.
I'll send him the link, guys.
Yeah, send him the link. Send him the link because I could find him, but it's gonna take a minute because for some reason when you search people, those people don't come up.
Dean, you got the link now, bud.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. No, I got to beef with you as well because you did the same thing. I'll search for you on Facebook. It's your name. I search for you on Twitter. It's not Nine Realms. It's not Nine Realms. It's something else. Yes, but on YouTube, it's Nine Realms. Pick a name.
So my comic company is Nine Realms Publishing.
You were right.
Yes.
My Twitter @ is ElysianFields_0 because that is like the first book that I ever did, and then my name changes depending on what book I'm promoting.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, so I'm looking for Michael Oden on Twitter. Nope, doesn't exist. I'm like, what? So I finally was like, all right, you know what? I'll just go to Dean's page, and I couldn't find. I'm like, I Googled. There he is.
Lillian.
Michael, Lillian says hi too, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
hey, Lily.
I say hi back, Lillian.
Anyway, cool. Dean!
What's up, Dean?
Okay, I'm here. We can start now. Hello.
All right,
everyone.
hold on. Wait a minute. Let's get this kicked off right. Hold on. Dean is here. All right.
Long day lay me low.
Hey!
Stream within a stream.
Woo!
Welcome,
Woo!
everybody.
We made it.
What's
Hello,
up?
everyone.
What's going on, Dean?
Oh, snap.
Hello, mate.
Raiders onto you, Michael, by the way. So basically, you
what?
like making this difficult, Odin.
Yeah,
So-
I guess.
Mm.
So,
I
Dean-
make things
Hello.
interesting.
Which account is the right account for Twitter? I have
at
one. I have
Comic
one in.
Mate.
I have one in the description below, and I don't know if I used the right one.
No, it's Dean J Comics Mate,
Yeah.
which is the Dean James, the people's champ of Comics Mate.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Hey, we got it worked out. I didn't know if you were able to call him. I had asked Odin, and since I knew we pushed the time back, I'm like, I don't know if you can do it. So, so we got the other half, obviously. So
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
we're both
we-
here now, so now you have the full package.
the full package of the embrace. How did you two meet? Let's get into that.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we met because of Lee Byron Carver.
Yeah, I had
So
seen
I-
him on Bancroft's show before that, but I was
that's
just
that's fair,
Yeah.
but I met you
scrolling
Well-
in the chat.
Digital, like, yeah, that's a little, yeah.
How many years are we talking here? Like, how long ago?
So I met Dean in
Three?
the winter fall of 2020 because
Going on 4.
we
Okay.
did the Embrace one in 2021 when I was going through all of my shit, which we'll get to because it is an important part of the story. But Lee, I was hitting up Lee because I wanted to do a black and white comic in the style of The Crow, and I gave him my initial pitch for the Embrace, and he's like, "Dude, I think
For those in the who don't know who's Lee.
Lee Byron Carver is Kemosabe. He did The Company Men, and he also has his YouTube channel, Kemosabe Returns.
There's
and he-
I'm streaming to Facebook and Twitter and YouTube,
Yeah.
so there may be people who don't know who that is. So.
that's fair. But he co-hosts a show with Dean,
With Dean,
Late Night with Comics Mate. So point is, Lee recommended Dean to me for this because he was like, I've got a buddy. He's breaking into the comic stuff. He's got a really, really strong sense of his lights and darks and his line work. And so that's when I approached Dean and I talked to him about what I wanted to do for the Embrace. And at the time I was having issues writing the script because I couldn't visualize the character. So I needed to get the character on paper first. And so we started talking, really kind of hit it off. And we got the basic design down. And like that, I was just able to get the script done. And, I sent Dean the script, and his like first reaction to the first draft was like, this is a kind of comic that I've been wanting to read / draw for years. I'd love to do this. and that's when we started doing the Embrace.
So Dean, how much like give and take is there? Like, does he give you a lot of freedom to like express yourself visually? Because you are phenomenal and you're very creative. So does he give you that freedom, or is he kind of tightly reined in on a lot of stuff?
Yeah, no, he gives me lots of like plenty of freedom. You know, like when it comes to the scripts, he'll say, "Oh, you know, like let's do 5 panels on this page," and then if I decide to add one or take one away or whatever, you know, he's never once complained about any of that. And then, like, when it comes to action scenes, he's just like, "Here, you have this many pages. Have fun. Just make sure this happens."
Nice. That's a good way to
Yeah.
go about doing it too, because I'm a strong component in that, or proponent of that. Like, like obviously there are some people like you get the Alan Moores where they want every tight detail. They have a vision and they want to stick with it. And there are some artists that work really well and being told like this is what I need, do it, and they don't mind doing it. But I believe we're artists. We've been doing this for a while. Like even if you've just been drawing like the comic stuff for a while, most of us anyway have that like just creative drive of like I really would love to have it look like this, or I know a bird's eye view will look better than a straight on shot or something like that. So I think it's very important to like let each strength shine and then bounce back and forth when needed. So it's good that that Odin does that. So yeah, but
You know, to speak on this from the writer side, for me, it's always a thing of there is. I think my first script for the Embrace was way more editorial, and a lot of that is building the dynamic of trust in the creative team. Is like how well like our visions work together. Like, is he bringing out what I want to see on the page properly? And once that's there's like like I give a lot more creative freedom on stuff. But like the other thing with the suggestions that he brought up, there have been plenty of times where he's been like, "Hey, I understand you want to do this, but this will overcrowd a page, or this will do that." And you know, I come from the army world, and there is no such thing as a perfect anything. There's always something that can be improved, and so I'm never once going to be like, I'm never going to go fight something like that, because at the end of the day, that's his, like, art is his lane, right? Like it's like hey, he is the expert on this. If he says that this isn't going to work, I'm not the one drawing the sequentials, right? Like that's his territory. I'm not gonna fuck with that,
right.
you know.
So as far as the design for the character, was that like a collaboration, or did you have a straight on idea and Dean just brought that idea to life, or did Dean like, hey, I think these concepts are dope, what do you think?
So I had a rough idea of things, but then I just let Dean like go. Like the big idea that I had was I knew I wanted the motif of the hands, and I knew I kind of wanted to like blend stylistic elements of certain things, but like the rest of that's all Dean is taking those. It was like I gave him like a shopping cart wish list of things.
Hey, Courtney.
And was like, make something out of this.
Right.
I think that's accurate, right, Dean?
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, that works.
Interesting.
Like
so you disagree then, Dean, if it's just an interesting way of putting it.
No, I don't disagree. Like as he said, you know, he had the hand motif, and he was like, I really don't know what the character should look like. And then like he was having trouble writing the script because he couldn't, you know, visualize these characters. And so
what did you look at any reference, like other costume ideas for stuff, Dean? Did you like be like, oh, I really like Spawn and Darkness and, you know, Spider-Man, I want to see what they look like? Did you look at other things, or was just straight like you had a few concepts in your head you wanted to bust out?
I mean, I didn't look at anything at the time, you know, like obviously I had read those characters and stuff growing up, and I'm a big fan of a bunch of them. But me and Odin had a bunch of meetings. I mean, this was for like a week straight. We were just going back and forth behind the scenes, and I was getting him to tell me everything he possibly could about, you know, the concept of the story and what he had going. And then, you know, like as he was telling me, I was, you know, drawing things, and I was like, all right, we want it to be like a dark character, right? Like a spooky looking character. And I wanted to make it, you know, like I wanted to make it like scary looking, but not like it wouldn't scare children, you know, like the whole classic Batman thing where he's like, I want to scare criminals and not kids. And it's like, yeah, like
Yeah, you want him to look cool. You look cool. Yeah, you want to follow that. And yeah, that's definitely a thing that I live by, or at least try to when it comes to art and just visualization. Also, like you said, you want to be able to gear it towards an audience, and you want it to be as widespread of an audience as possible. So if he's too spooky and scary, like to me, like a 13, 12, 14, like that's kids. Like a kid wouldn't want to pick it up if it's too spooky or too out there.
Yeah.
Then again, they're picking buying Spawn, so it is what it is. But so Odin, like like how much of this was done? Like whenever you went to Dean, like what? How much of this did you guys have in the bag before you even thought about doing a crowdfunder? For like you've done crowdfunders
man,
before you started doing anything.
So when we started the Embrace, I was in a bit of a like when we started the Embrace, it was very much I was paying him as I could, and we kept rolling. I think by the time we launched the campaign, we had about 15 to 20 pages.
Oh, nice.
Penciled and inked. Does that sound about right, Dean?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, like we were roughly halfway through the script of the first book by that point. And it was very it was very much a whole thing of, both of us were working other jobs. I mean, you gotta keep you gotta pay the bills and everything like that, and keep the lights on. And so it was just kind of us. I was very fortunate in my first book that I did, the Elysian Fields issue 0, had done very well, and I was able to take the profits of that and invest into the second book.
And that's what we want to do. Yeah.
Yes. Elysian Fields Pyramid Gambit did not have the same fortune of the first one. We raised very close to the same amount, but the book was much larger and there had been a lot invested into it. So I ended up losing a lot of money. I almost stopped doing comics because of it. The Embrace was kind of a swing for the fences moment for me, where I told my folks, look, if this doesn't work, I will stop. Because at the time, things were getting really heated I was going through a divorce at the time, and things are getting really heated with the custody situation there. And that's one of the things that kind of bore the Embrace. But it was a very much a time where I was paying Dean when I could, then Dean would do pages, and Dean Dean would keep doing pages on breaks during his shifts, and just all right, I've gotten these done, and I would, save the money up and pay as soon as I could, because that was the situation I was in. I didn't have any extra liquid from the previous books that I had done at that point. I was back to grassroots level because I had such a massive loss on Pyramid Gambit.
I get it. Yeah, yeah, absolute too. I mean, I didn't have an outstanding loss, but I was in the red. But you still love writing, and you loved doing this material, and you had a concept, you had an idea. You're like, I really want to put this out there. And it's fortunate that you actually got Dean to do it. I can't see, honestly, anybody else doing this type of a book. It's a perfect pairing. It's like the ink spots in me. You know what I mean? Like it clicks. It just works. And you both are very passionate about comics and art and stuff like that. And you have been in this area for a long time. Like Dean's been doing plenty of stuff in the meantime after the Embrace, and putting stuff out and working on art, winning contests, hammering it and killing it. So it's a passion and a love. And even that's the thing, I've heard I've heard plenty of people, they're like, I just can't do this no more, and they want to walk away. Next thing you know it, they have another crowdfunder, because it's almost an addiction. You love doing this. Even if I were to lose money on everything, I would definitely still be doing art in some way, shape, or form. Like Dean, you feel the same? Like, let's say comics just die, like everything disappeared. You would still probably be doing like what, band flyers or something. Like, what would you, if you couldn't be doing comics? Like, what is like the secondary art thing you would rather do?
I'd still be drawing. I'd go back to tattoos, or maybe even animation,
Ooh,
because I went to
nice.
school for animation and everything like that. So
That
yeah, like
that explains your dynamicism, if you want, if you will, and your sense of movement in your pieces. Like they're not stiff. Like that animation shows.
oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably where I got it from. Was from all the animation stuff, because you learn a lot about motion, like not just the actual action itself, but the before and the after of everything leading up to or leading out of.
Squish and bounce. Yeah.
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 Nice.
What?
That's what it's called.
Squish and bounce. I'm just learning. I'm like a sponge. I'm learning. So go on.
Angela's a sponge. I thought you were a butterfly.
Hi.
No, yeah, like I said, it's like when I went to school. Like I initially went in for I wanted illustration, but they didn't have that department at the time, so I did go into animation, and I'm thankful for it because I think it did help out in that regard. Like you learn, like you said, the before and the after. So like yeah, what's in between is key, but you learn those definitely play key components in movement and expression, and it gives it an energy. It doesn't make things stiff. I see a lot of really talented cats, like anatomy's on point, detail's sick. It's disgusting. I'm like, it's just so stiff. I'm like, there's no looseness to it. There's no vibration. Like, make it come alive in some way. And yeah, your stuff definitely shines in that regard. And I view it as like I keep growing and improving. We've seen it with you as well. Your work is just like you could tell. You're like, wow, Dean's excelled drastically since like he first came into the scene. Like it's really cool.
Yeah,
to see.
definitely.
And Odin's been killing it, with the campaigns and his writing levels, and he's now got editorial jobs. Like we've been growing, and also as well as just being notably like quality material is what you want it to represent. Like you put like I don't know how you feel, but like the movies, I don't know if they've killed a lot, not killed, but kind of like made a joke of comics these days. Like some of the movies that come out, there are some that are really good. Don't get me wrong. And and the thing is, what sucks is about a lot of this is there are people behind these projects that are passionate about it, like that really love doing it, whether it be the comics, the movies, the animations, and they put their heart and soul into it. But the other people that are the bigwigs or the major in controls, like they kind of come down and ruin some things. What we have here is fantastic because we are those people that are passionate. We're the behind the scenes guys and we're making it real. So it's all just quality and passion and heart. So, like, did you think about busting into the mainstream when you were younger, Dean? Like, was that a dream?
Yeah. Like being in Australia though, it was a bit different. Like there was there's not really a comic book industry in Australia. There is like one big company, but they make like little kids comics, like kids, like, and I mean like comics for like 5-year-olds, like little kid stories, comic books. So there really isn't a comic book industry in Australia at all. And, growing up, I had sent like pieces and, like, what's the word? Like I had requested to work for Marvel and things like that. Submissions. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah. And I never once heard back from them, probably because I was a teenager in Australia.
They also
terrible.
have a very strict no unsolicited submissions policy at this point, and it's been in effect for a hot minute.
Well, you're still a teen, Dean, so yeah.
Yeah, this was years ago at this point though. And I never heard back from them at all. And it was one of those things where, like at school and everything growing up, I was always the kid who had the sketchbook. I was always drawing on every page of every book and stuff like that. So I was always going to do something art related. But because like I tried out with the comic thing and it just wasn't even a thing in Australia, unless I wanted to move to the US, it wasn't going to happen. And that was how I ended up doing animation, and I've done tattoos and things like that. And yeah, like I was always going to be drawing something.
Right. Yeah, that creative bone is just like it's in people. Like people know my vision's going, and I always say if I go fully blind, I'll become like a blind sculptor or something. Like I can't not do something creative. I just can't do it. Like it's just it's life pretty much. It's like breathing. Like I always tell everybody, if you are an artist in that form and you're that passionate about it, meet somebody when you're young so they know ahead of time. Because, dude, if you're like, 30 or something and you're trying to date and you're a creator, they're not going to and they're a normal human being, they're not going to understand. Look, I spend 6 to 8 hours a day just at a piece of paper, or at a computer writing. Like,
Yeah, I go into my like office area and
Yeah.
then that's it. Like, you won't see me for the rest of the day.
I'm gonna ignore you. It's like, you have to be okay with it because that's my life. So
Yeah.
it's hard to do, and like there's plenty of like the people that are like in their 60s now that have been like I've been in comics for 40 years and they have a wife. It's like, yeah, it's a good thing you met him then, because they probably wouldn't put up with it now. But yeah, it's ingrained in us. It is life. It's like I talked to Frege. I was DMing him a bit ago about his surgery and stuff, and he was like, he's like, not being able to draw or do anything. He's like, it's been torture. I'm like, dude, yeah, a lot of creatives, just non-creatives, just don't like. And I say non-creatives in the art department, like what we do, writing and drawing. There's plenty of other people, but it's breathing. Like if you can't do it, you're suffocating. Ink spots. His vision was going. He's having a hard time doing stuff. For a while there, he was in the hospital. He couldn't do anything. He's like, he didn't know what he was going to do with this. It is life altering. So we're so passionate about this that we want to do it, even if we're losing money. We want to put books out. We love it. And you guys have a great product in the Embrace. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful story. Like, we're going to be getting into the book here, but before we share it. Like, we talked about the character design. Odin, how did you come up with the concept of it?
So, as I mentioned before, when I came up with the Embrace, things were going kind of downhill in terms of, like, I had separated from my my ex the summer before, and we were going through the divorce process, and the issue of custody with James, which initially seemed pretty straightforward on some things, started to become a contested issue, and things were getting really rough. And that ended up triggering this memory that I had right from, like, and this is just one of those things where I don't know why it did. I mean, I understand a little bit because obviously you have like the parallels of loss and what have you, but I had this memory of, right after James was born, his mom, my ex, she had shown me this news article about a young kid's body being found in Holmes Run River Park, which was a park that she and I would walk through all the time. And it was like this kid had been killed by a local gang. And it's one of those things that as a parent, it sticks with you. Right? Where it's like, that could have been my kid.
Okay, in the middle of the stream or anything?
You're walking,
Sorry, my nephew rudely interrupted. What's that?
It's not a big deal. I was just saying, so it was just one of those things where, though, like the loss that and the frustration and everything that I was feeling just brought in the idea, or like the memory of this, and I could only imagine, what somebody that had like the parents of that kid felt like, right? And so I wanted to take this negative energy and turn it into something constructive. And everyone always does whenever you have like a father-son relation, like a father-son dynamic in something like this. It's always the father that's dead and his ghost is coming back to help out the kid and give him, the mentorship that the kid needs. But like, speaking as a dad that felt like, I was going through my custody situation was turning into a fight, and everything that you read is telling you that, this is like, you've got a snowball's chance in hell of doing it. Like, it was hard. And so I really liked the idea of kind of inverting it and having it be the son that saves the dad.
Yeah.
Because I think that there is something potent there. And I think there's something that a lot of people don't really give much stock in is how much our children can save us and make us the best version of ourselves. And so I really liked the idea of this guy lost his kid and has since lost his way. And then the kid's ghost comes back to put him back on that path to save him. And so I really liked that whole dynamic. And I knew that was just a story that I had to tell.
And that's what's great about that is it's relatable on an immense amount of fronts. Like, you don't have to have a child to relate to a thing like this because we all have parents. Now, you don't also have to really love your parent to relate to this either, because you can understand what it's like. Even if you love a friend or another relative or something like that, you can go to them. What would it be like if that happened? What would I feel? What would they feel? And like you said, we learn from children in what we can be the best of, like you said, of ourselves, because we want to be the best of ourselves for our children, because they're lead by example. So you want to be a good human, to have them be good humans. Now, granted, they're all individuals and they grow up to be not so good sometimes, but that's beside the point. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this shared screen that I have yet to share. Where's that button? There it is. We don't have a video, so there you go. So we got the Embrace. It's on Kickstarter. Now, you guys did do an Indiegogo, very successful Indiegogo campaign. I have a lot of those books. Those are mine now. So I got a lot of rarities, a lot of cool stuff, and I still backed it. I still backed this because you guys threw in more. I hate you for it. I
just remember seeing you in the freaking chat. You would you're gonna get me to back this again because of that Omar cover.
Yeah, you suck. So now, as far as is this a complete just is there any go ahead.
There is a difference between this and the original print. At the end of the original print of the book, we had a fan art contest. And we showcase who won and everything like that. In this, we have taken that out and we have replaced it with a 6-page preview of the Embrace 2, which will be launching on July 12th.
So there's still a reason to back aside from different cover.
I mean, we
get different interior.
Yes, there is different interior, and I think that the brilliant thing about this is the Embrace was Dean's first book.
Mm-hmm.
And
he came out swinging. Yeah,
and as good as it looks, the Embrace 2 looks a million times better, and that's in part because Dean's lines have improved exponentially. They're I always say that he's like the glass ceiling in indie comics. He is just constantly leveling up. But we've also brought in a new colorist. Paul Billick didn't really have the availability or anything that we were hoping for because he lives in the Ukraine, and so as you can imagine, things have been kind of nuts. But we ended up finding at the recommendation of Dan Dahl, because he had worked with him over on Phil Diaz's book Lost Pages. I was recommended to Eugene Bedevu, and Eugene's color work on Dean's lines is exceptional.
Awesome.
I was going to say, I've seen some of the line work for some of the images on Embrace 2, and forget about it. It's so good. You guys don't want to miss out. So you get a preview of it at least. And that's with the other colorist in the preview pages.
Yeah. So just for the sake of putting on a show, let me share a screen real quick.
We'll stop it at this.
Yeah, I've got it right here if you want to show something from the Embrace too.
Let's see it.
I was going to show something off a little new. I don't think we've shown it.
Let's see all of it. Pull it up.
Okay.
There we go. What's this one? Ooh, let me get out my eyeballs.
Oh, that is new.
Oh, look at that. Nice. Hey, Mose.
Yeah. But it's Emma. It's for Mo Biggs.
Yeah, I know. That's what I
Hey,
said. Yeah, look at this. Yeah,
nice.
definitely the dude. Crazy detail. Great line work, Dean.
Well, thanks, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is directly after what I was going to show, so you should have shown mine first because
Well,
it
we'll
leads
go
into.
backwards. We'll
But-
go backwards.
Yeah, we'll go backwards. We'll go
Did
backwards.
Mo
We'll
pay
go
for that, or
backwards.
was that just a freebie?
All right, let's see Dean's.
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
go backwards.
We'll go backwards. We
Did-
want to
Yeah,
throw
did
the
Mo-
page before that.
Oh.
Is the page before
Yeah,
that one.
so good, dude.
That's amazing. Is that Steve? That Star Wars boy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
No.
Crazy Mad, Steve, and D-Wags.
Nice. Now, did they get drawn in tears, or you just did it for fun?
Yeah, yeah.
I just did
We
it because they're all my friends.
We,
Yeah.
we
Nice.
did it. We did it for fun, and then we're gonna be dedicating the second issue to Steve.
Nice.
Can you do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
the embrace again versus the embrace 2? I just kind of feel like
I mean-
embrace again, embracing. This time it's personal.
the
right.
embrace.
I have a feeling
the
you pitched that
embrace
before.
chapter 2 in Electric
Yeah, look at
Boogaloo.
that.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I love this. I love this. This is
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, I've seen it around.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love it.
All this will be included in that 6-page preview because
Oh,
this
nice.
is just the opening of the
And
Embrace
it
2.
will all be lettered as well. So you'll actually
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just the art, like you will get to read the book and what's going on.
That's
Embrace
so
to
good.
embrace harder.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
saying like this is a great example of what I was talking about when I said Odin gives me a lot of freedom
Mm.
because he was like, make page 2 and 3 just a montage of superhero stuff that the Embrace has been doing that culminates in him on top of this car that leads into the next scene. And I was just like, okay, what about this? And came back with this just ridiculous because I had this idea of him just smashing through the panels like they're made of glass and
It's
kind of
really
yeah.
dude.
Is there-
This page slaps.
I
What
am
is
not.
it?
I'm not familiar with this story.
Mhm.
Can you tell me about it without telling me about it, like giving out any
So-
spoilers?
So effectively, the
It's a
base,
suit made of ghosts.
There you go.
there's,
Done.
there's-
Have a good
that's
night,
very
everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
simple.
Go ahead.
But so the way that it works is a year prior to the events of the Embrace, Clarence lost his son David to a murder. There's a tragic mugging that he was there for, and his kid got killed. It's been about a year. There hasn't been any leads on the case, and so the police department is shutting it down. And in this moment of desperation, Clarence is about to take his own life when he is stopped by the ghost of his son. The two come together in an embrace, and in this, Clarence receives a vision of the truth of what happened that night and sees the people that were responsible. And when he comes to, he is in a super suit powered by his son's ghost. And together they are the spectral hero, the Embrace, and they are going after to bring David's killers to justice.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a dope
Like-
story.
Like Die Hands with a Vengeance.
Tie hands with a vengeance.
There you go.
God, Grant, I love you. Okay. That's my girlfriend in the chat there.
Oh,
So
hell, hey,
Hello, girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Yeah, dope
Great.
work, Dean. Yeah, but I'm gonna we're gonna switch back.
with vengeance.
Thanks for sharing, Dean. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure. And so yeah, and it's one of these things that the thing that I think makes this unique, and when I talk about it in the pitch, I bring up things like James O'Barr's The Crow or Todd McFarlane and Robert Kirkman's Haunt, which are these very dark books. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely a darkness to the Embrace, but I think the thing that really sets it apart from those works is that it starts off dark, but this is David is an 8-year-old kid that was raised by loving parents. He's not angry. He's there to save his dad. And part of that is saving his dad from his dad's own grief and helping guide him through that process. And that's in part what the Embrace is all about. And so it becomes so much lighter as the story progresses, and you get to see Clarence interact with David, and they have the father-son banter and everything like that. And it really has a sense of heart that I think is lacking from those other stories.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I didn't mean to overstep you, Dean. Yeah, but it's a fantastic story, and we have covers now. Dean, did you do a new cover for this, or you let the
No, I'm currently working on the Embrace 2. There's a lot of surprises that we haven't shown anybody at all.
So
that'll be coming on the next thing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. I would rather the main artist focus on the main thing, rather than worrying about another cover. So yeah, definitely keep. So what do we got going on as far as cover wise here then?
So this first cover is called Transformation. It's a recreation of it's a interpretation of the transformation of the Embrace, where you've got the ghost of David's there in the back and is coming in, and you've got all the hands from the Embrace coming in. This was done by Kari Salviejo
it's really good.
and Avery Ferdinand. Kari was my artist for SPQR's Bizarre Adventure, and she crushed this piece. It's really good. And then Avery's colors really bring it to another level.
I would say I'm biased on the Crow cover, but I would say this is probably my favorite one that you have on there, even though I know there are very limited ones on here too, I think. So
and
I really like it.
Just to let people know, this cover has unlocked an upgrade as our first stretch goal at 2,500. So what is likely going to be this, I'm waiting to get the physical proofs, but this is likely going to be a rainbow foil cover.
Ooh, now I got it. You suck, dude.
You can add it on to your pledge, Jason.
I don't gobbledygook. I don't know how to do that. I'll just redo it. Anyway.
Yeah. Just get the box, Jason, just to be safe.
Just get the box.
Just get the box. Just throw the money at the campaign.
Box.
Yeah, and then if it's still live, maybe I would by the time I get paid. Yeah, you got this dope one here. So
you got one? Cover B is Will War Reyes, who is the artist sick. He's so good.
Dude, okay, I'm sorry to step on you, but all these are they're bangers. Like, these are all really good covers. Like, it's you guys definitely hit a home run with these having these on the Kickstarter. So yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I thought that I had the physical of that cover on me. It's still with Will in the Philippines. So, but if I had it, I would have brought it and put it on screen. But like, Will is a tremendous pencil artist, and he does all of his work. His pencils are all traditional, and his cover for this is actually on sale on the campaign.
Nice.
And I found him because he's going to be the artist for my Elysian Fields reboot, which I'm very excited about. And I will come back and talk about that another time. But like, when I saw him doing this, I actually had him do a 9 Realms banner and had him draw the Embrace on that. And I was like, we need to have him draw the Embrace again. And so I had him do this, and it was fantastic. And we've got Avery Ferdinand here again doing the colors, and the inks are done by Tiago Gomez, who's done the inks for Isaac Bell on the covers and he's done inks for G.I. Joe over at IDW. Like, tremendous inking artist. Like, very good.
It's a really good cover. I like that. I love that. That's cool. Then cover C is the only one that we've recycled from the original campaign, the Jim O'Reilly Signatore cover that was a holofoil on the previous. This is also the only cover that will have no stretch goal upgrade, because we don't want I didn't want to have it be a thing of people who backed the original book were felt kind of ripped off. Like that one was a virgin holofoil and it should remain special. This one, the cover is very good, but we've put the trade dress on there and everything like that. Like, it's a good cover. It's strong, but we're not making it more special than what we had done with the first book. Nice. Yeah, and this is the one I picked up because you suck.
This is
Oh, I love
this is the one that got you to yell
Wait.
angrily during a freaking
Mhm.
stream.
Yep.
Did
This
it?
is our-
I love that one because you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it, man.
Yep.
It's like
Really
you got
sweet.
me with that Obar
Yes.
Crow homage.
It's
Yep.
really beautiful, actually. I
And-
love that one.
So this is done by Vaughn Randall and Avery Ferdinand does the color work. Vaughn has worked on a few books over the past couple of years that you might have heard of called Spawn, King Spawn, Scorched, and
Pretty cool photos.
Guns. I think he's even done a cover or two for Gunslinger. And he just signed on a Marvel project as well. So
Nice.
like fantastic artist, love working with him. I've been working with him for years at this point. And you know, Avery's colors are brilliant. So
Oh, yeah, killed it. Did a great
Hey,
job.
Dan. Dan Plagel's in the chat.
Hello,
Say hi.
friend.
what up, friend?
Gus, give
There
him
you
some
go,
love.
friend. And this one's got some interesting
So this is
Yeah.
there's a story behind this cover.
back on this.
So I as I mentioned at the beginning, there was a one of the big things that inspired the Embrace
God,
was
I
this
just
murder of a kid at the Holmes Run River Park. And last year in November, the killers were convicted. They were brought to justice. And so I commissioned Joel Gomez to do this cover. So the Embrace is actually at Holmes Run River Park. This is from that park. I took pictures of it and everything and sent it to him. There's this like beautiful area where like you've got these kind of stepping stones going across a creek.
Oh.
And so I had him draw the Embrace kneeling on those stepping stones, looking down in the water, and the ghostly visages of Clarence and David are looking back up at him. And so this is our memorial piece to that. And I got in touch with the Virginia Victims Assistance Network that hosts support groups for homicide survivors, which are people who have had family members or loved ones be killed in homicides. And so we are donating $5 of every one of these covers sold, and that includes the box, to this foundation to help support their homicide survivor support groups. And then $20 of the metal prints will be going to them, and then a portion of the sale of the original piece will go to them as well.
Wow. That's awesome.
So it was a cool way to have the Embrace actually not only be this hero of these victims in the book, but actually make a difference in helping the victims of what David and Clarence went through in real life.
Yeah, it's
Where
pretty
can I
cool.
find out more about the story? I'm a true crime weirdo, so where would I hear more about it, or where could I?
The story of the book?
Yeah, no,
No.
true. What this is based on, or this
I can send you the link to the to the thing. Like I have it up on, I think, my Facebook or Instagram. I have the link that had the whole trial thing. It's pretty brutal. I'm not gonna go into it too much here, but like what that kid endured is way worse.
Please, yes, depress everybody and get people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not ready to bring this stream down. So anyway,
But no, yeah, you know, no, it's tragic. It is, but it's cool that you're doing that. That's awesome of you. That's more than what I would do because I'm a low life scum. So you guys,
I like your logo.
It's a dope logo.
That's really sweet.
I'm very happy with it. I dabble with graphic design. That's easily the best thing I've ever designed.
Yeah.
So you got shirts. You got shirts.
We've got shirts. We've got a collector's box which has the art from Shimhack, who's a brilliant digital painter. That we had do about a year and a half ago, and this has been something that I've been looking forward to doing. You're going to get a mini print gallery in there. You get the trademark elite, the trademark Embrace sticky hand glow in the dark. You're going to get a Embrace standee and an Embrace t-shirt, and then you get all the covers from the campaign.
It kind of looks like the sticky hand is coming out from his armor right there. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but
maybe a little bit.
I was thinking it would be fun to like maybe play tag with that in the dark, but it's glow in the dark, so people would see you coming. So never mind.
It's going.
Anyway, that's fun. Oh, what is that?
That is
That's
the
a plushie.
Hold on.
How do I get one?
You can get one on this campaign.
Oh, I love plushies. I'm a weirdo.
Dean, do you have a
He's
plushie?
massive. He's 18
I do have a
inches.
plushie.
Oh, you got one? Okay, good.
He's
How much
got
is it?
he's got all the hands for all the hugs and all the high fives
Lots of hugs
and high fives.
and high
Can't
fives.
forget about the high five. It's important.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Boost.
So that's available on there as well.
All right.
And
I
as
looked
you
into
can-
plushies; they're crazy expensive.
They are.
They
There's-
are, and then like
I got the Chinoo. I mean, it was. I don't know. To me, it's worth it. I mean, come on. It's the Chinoo, the Graham Nolan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You should buy the plushie, Angela, because then you get a copy of the book with it too.
Yes, you do also get a copy of
Ooh, that's
Oh,
dude.
wow.
Honestly, no. Most people don't do that. Most people just you get the plushie, like that's it. So that's pretty cool. You guys are giving a copy of the book
Yeah.
too.
With the
Nice.
Chinoo, you
Yeah,
got like
we've made a point to do that.
Yeah.
Like for everything, you know, if you buy an original
Everything-
art piece, you get the book.
You
know,
should.
buy-
Every-
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything that you purchase on this campaign, minus I think the T-shirt, comes with a copy of.
Oh well, never mind. This campaign's crap.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Garbage. Worst campaign I've ever seen. This is the original. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, these are the
Still
original
buy it.
pencils by Will Warreyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
oh wow.
If this
Nice
doesn't
and
sell, I'm going to buy it.
Dean's just to be like,
Dude, I don't blame you. It's really good. Yeah, he killed it.
I love the way you did the hands. Like they look like they're made up of the stringy bits of ghost stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
like ectoplasm. Or
Yeah,
something.
that was
Yeah.
all him. That was all
Yeah.
him.
It's very, very. I didn't even think of it. That's very creative,
Right?
very clever. Yeah, yeah, that's dope. And then, what's this one?
A
So
glow in the
this is-
dark painting / drawing by me.
What?
Oh, see, so there is original Dean artwork on here. There you go.
there is original Dean artwork on here, but he has not done a cover. So one of our
Slacker.
goals is eventually we're going to have Dean remaster the first book, since he has grown as much as he has.
That's some time.
And that's going to be fun. And we're going to have him do a final cover. That'll be that is the quintessential Embrace cover.
But for now, if you want some smangin' Dean artwork,
You can get that.
you can
Yeah,
get
and this
that.
actually glows in the dark too, because it was done with glow in the dark paint.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's nicely done too, because that paint, it's not easy to get all that in there.
Yeah, that's insane. I love it. Aw.
Nicely done, Dean. Nicely done.
And
Oh,
there's
this is
the
the
original
original-
Joel Gomez.
Yeah, which you
So
had to mess
initially
with the
he
colors.
used- Yeah, initially he used a yellow for the watercolor, and we switched it to the green because I felt
Yeah, I
like
like the green.
It gives it the more ghostly feel.
Well, not only that, this kind of almost makes it look like a sunset.
Yeah,
A little bit. So, which it's still really good. I'm not knocking
yeah,
it. but,
it's still very pretty, but I think that the green gives it the ghostly
yeah, it definitely.
Yeah.
quality to it and everything like that.
Yeah. So,
And then we will have. Hold on, I'm gonna bring mine out because I've got it.
The metal prints.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn off the virtual background for a second.
Oh no, we're gonna see where you live. Doxing.
Yeah, I know. Oh, this thing is gorgeous.
There you go. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice.
Nice and shiny.
Cool.
Yes. Metal prints are sick. Rick Saylor just gave me a metal print of something. I'll show it off.
He's in the
top, of
chat
course.
too, by the way.
Yo, what's up, Rick? Yeah, he's just at my house, bought stuff. Dude, that's
Hey.
sick. Yeah, so that's if you get we'll go over the tiers in a second here.
Yeah.
So you can get that too, that metal print, which is dope. And that's the end of your campaign. So
Oh wow.
we'll go over the. How do I get to the freaking? Why does it not like me?
Okay, so for me, I'm not. I generally buy IGG just because that's what I'm more familiar with. So this book is already done in regards to payment and everything. If I pay for it, I will get the book. Correct? I mean, other
That
than
is
the
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
The goal is going to be to have everyone fulfilled before July.
Oh, excellent. Okay,
Alright,
that's
let me do this.
also important too. So very cool.
I'm gonna do it through Firefox for
so
some
you
reason.
can
It
use
doesn't
metal
like
print
me.
as a weapon in a pinch. That's what Henry Bemis says. So
Smart,
Yes,
Henry. Modern
Okay.
problems and modern solutions.
modern
Excellent.
problems with modern is absolutely.
Alright.
So like yeah, like the big thing is that the only thing that we are doing that right now is I'm having the preview pages lettered. And once they're lettered, it's just getting them getting their pre-press to mix into the pre-press that we already have for the Embrace 2 print file for the Embrace print files, and adjusting those around so that the page counts work and everything. It's gonna be it should be very simple. That's really the only thing that we're doing at this point. The 6 pages are fully inked and colored. It's just getting them lettered and then pre-press.
Let's go over the tiers real quick here.
Yes.
I don't know why Chrome hates me for some reason, so I had to go through Firefox. So what's this first one? What's this?
That's not a tier. That's my bio.
Why is that there? Go away. Okay.
But that's my bio.
All right.
So this is
no one
this
cares
is
about your bio, Odin. They want the book. Get
I
out of
don't
here.
have it. Oh my god. Anyways,
That's
so the first tier is the digital edition, which is for $5. You get the digital edition of the book that's already done. Like literally, the moment that the campaign ends, I'm going to send out the digital edition to every backer because every backer gets a digital copy.
There you go, hockey. No excuses now.
well, yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that. You buy a physical copy and you get a digital with it as well, so you can keep your
yes.
copy in collectors.
Ooh,
Yeah.
get
Keep
it all
slabbed,
nice.
everybody. Get those 9/8 that Shelby covets.
Right?
Yeah. And we got here. Read for me, Odin. I'm blind.
all right, Kari Salviejo of Hypergeist and Avery Ferdinand deliver a beautiful cover for the Embrace issue 1 Kickstarter exclusive.
There you go.
That is for $15,
Pretty.
and it ships anywhere to the world.
I really don't know where. So that's the thing too. Like for instance, with Australia and the cost of shipping and
The shipping will go up for international backers. I believe the way that I have it set right now is $5 for domestic shipping,
Okay,
$15 for international.
not bad.
Specifically because of you crazy freaking Australians. I literally had to ship.
There's an
shipped.
Australian on the panel, FYI.
I know.
I know, right?
I understand, and he knows exactly what I'm about to say.
Yeah,
I shipped
He
him a
sent
box
me
of
things
stuff.
multiple times.
I sent him a box of stuff 2 or 3 weeks ago after it failed to get there the first time, and it cost me like what, $150.
I don't know. The box wasn't even that heavy, man. When I was expecting something
No.
really heavy, and
No,
when it showed up, I'm like,
it's
is this
maybe 3 pounds.
like
It's
what the
maybe
hell?
3
Well,
pounds.
No, that's why, like, if I have to send stuff over there, I send like a huge shipment to Hockey for any, like, if I have to send Hockey even like something like an art thing he won from here, like they'll send it to me and I'm going to send him like the Frog G stuff and then everything else that he needs. And then if it happens again next year, I'll just do the same thing because it's so crazy expensive for some odd reason. I'd rather pay a couple $100 in one giant shipment rather than 100 here, 100 there, 100 here. I don't know why.
Oh, hi,
For
Hockey.
some reason, it costs more for you guys to send it to us than it does for us to send things to you.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's probably because
ridiculous.
your government has weird weird import regulations and
Probably,
shit.
yeah.
It could be it. Yeah, but either way, like, Dean, have you ever thought about like, hey, Odin just sends you a bunch of the books and
Yeah, that's what we did the first time. That's what we did the first time. Yeah.
Like that's generally how we do things. It's still so fucking
It's so expensive, dude. It's so
Yeah.
expensive. Well, the other thing is, Dean, you worked on it, so you have copies that you can sell at cons or something. So,
But he is,
Oh no, I've
he
got no
is-
copies left. I've got no copies left.
oh, never mind.
Well,
then.
but he does also have access to the print file as a co-creator on the book.
Yeah.
So like
It
if
would be
you
a
wanted
second
yeah,
printing
go-
though. It would be a second printing though, and you need a,
Yeah.
a variant cover or some kind of
or
alteration.
just even putting a graphic on
A graphic on there saying second print. Yeah.
Second or third or what have you printing of the book.
Yeah. Sometimes those are more coveted in a way. It's weird. All right, so you got your covers. They're all the same price at the same shipping rate.
Yes.
Okay.
Except for one,
Which one?
the Gomez one.
Oh yes, the Gomez one is marginally more expensive. It is $20 because that $5 is going
To charity.
Nice.
to the charity.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the book is still affordable either which way. Most crowdfunders that are out there are 25, and then 10 to ship. So even at the 20, you are less than what most crowdfunders are at. So
Accessibility is something that I feel like is our greatest weapon right now as indie creators, and it's one of those things where there's a potentially high risk but a greater reward. I feel like we're in a time where people are, tightening up their budgets and tightening up their what they're spending on because of how the economy is. We're also going into an election year, or the election's literally in just months away. Accessibility is the key, in my opinion. It's one of those things where by making things as affordable as we can, I would rather have 600 people back at $10 to $15 than 200 people back at 25.
Yeah, it's something that Ink and I have been mulling over too. It's something we've been batting around, and we're in the same mindset. Like if we sell, I even talked to this Rick today actually. If we sell the same monetarily, like the same, but at a lower cost, but we still hit the same monetary value, but got more backers, I'd rather have that. I just would.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing is that right now, like you're going to have people that are always going to back, and they're going to back you at the highest that they can because they want you to succeed. But the best way to expand your audience during a time like this is making it no-brainer. Oh, this has great art and it has a story that looks really fun. And it's only $10, it's only $15. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, when you're firing on all cylinders like this, like a $15 purchase is a no-brainer. It just is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that's not bad. It like this is full color too. So like most black and white, like Absolute was black and white. I priced it at this price. This is full color. So yeah, you guys are firing on every cylinder plus a couple. So it's smart.
And it's still larger than your average comic book.
Right, but the other thing about this is like 15's affordable, but you still have your bigger tiers. Like like you got the shirt, but you have the collector's box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
we've got
the
metal print, which is
print.
150.
Yeah. So what's this one?
That's the collector box.
Yeah, that's the box. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I wanted to get to it.
160.
Yeah,
That's
which
cheap.
still with all the content that you get, it's crazy.
Incredibly
It's still affordable. Like if you measure the ratio, it's a great value on top. Most of these are 200. So like I said, your price points are great, but you still also have those bigger tiers. Like if you got somebody who has a exposable income, they're like, oh, I don't buy back issues. I don't do. This is all I do. I'll spend 160 and get all the goodies. Why not? So
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
I've done it a couple times myself, more than I should probably, because I'm an idiot and I like to waste my money on cool stuff.
Yeah. I'm the same. Don't worry.
So you have the original art, you got dope stuff. Don't forget about Dean and he get his painting.
It glows in the dark, like
glows in
legit
the
glows in the dark. It looks so cool.
How many
Honestly.
things glow in the dark? Not many.
That's
Not
true.
many, not enough things.
Not enough things. We need to get more
so we were
radiation.
initially going to when I was doing the idea was each cover is I didn't want tchotchkes to be the stretch goals. I wanted to increase the cover quality on each of the books for each of our stretch goals for this campaign because I think it's smarter. It's a way of if I'm going to invest into a better value on something, I want it to be on the book, right? Like at the end of the day, tchotchkes are great and what have you, but let's not pretend like they don't just get shoved in the back of somebody's drawer in their desk. They're really cool, but they lose their charm very quickly, especially when you get so many of them. So I liked the idea of exploring, let's increase the cover quality. Let's make this a holofoil. Let's make this a that. Let's make this a this. And
I like that.
Appreciate you,
initially,
Holder.
Yeah.
like
What's up, Holder?
Holder
like-
just asked me.
Oh, thanks, Holder.
woo!
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
No, well, you're not wrong. I like the trading cards. I do like stickers. I think those are cool. But if I would rather have a stretch goal go into the book, whether it's more pages, more spot gloss, foil cover, that I would much rather have because that's what I back. I back the book. I don't back because I really need that Shelby trading card. Shelby's a great artist. Don't get me wrong, but I'm backing because of the book. I'm not spending $25 on a card.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
in his book, he's offering if it gets to a certain point, he'll have colored pages. Right now, the book is black and white.
Yeah. Well, and hockey's also he's going to give a bonus to a couple people if it gets so stuff like that. I would much prefer going into the book or giving a bonus to somebody or something. I would rather that than me just get a bookmark, like you said, that's going to get in a drawer or a box or even in the recycling bin because I have no room. So
I've actually thrown out a bunch of the stickers and things because I just had nowhere to put them.
I put them on long
what
boxes.
happened?
I'm running out of long box space. I have a lot of long boxes.
Always magnets, just magnets, because who does not have a refrigerator?
Magnets are bad.
I love magnets.
And no, you're not wrong, Angela. And there are some good things, but when it comes to the bar none, that's why I did One Stormy Night was just the book because that's all I want to sell. That's all I want to do.
And that's
but it keeps your price point lower also. So you know what I mean?
Well, that was the whole thing. Is so initially we were going to do cover A as glow in the dark, and then I got the quote prices back for what that would cost per book, and I went,
they're ridiculous.
No, I literally just looked at that is more expensive than one of your metal covers.
To print a glow in the dark book, it costs more than we're actually selling the book for. And it's just to print it out, that is
almost
outrageous.
100%.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's $25 per book to do
That's
glow
crazy.
in the dark.
And it's just the cover too. It's not like every page is glow in the dark.
Every
just
page is glow in the dark.
Just
Yeah.
the cover.
If every page was fine,
maybe, yeah. Then I would think about it.
Yeah, and then charge more obviously for the book, but obviously
100%. But
but no,
I literally, I was just like, what? I was so confused. It was I'm literally looking at your quote for a black light metal cover, and that's $12 versus the $25 for glow in the dark. How does that make sense? Make it make sense, please. This is made of cover, and this cover is made of metal and is effectively doing the same thing. This one's printed on paper, and it is twice as expensive. Make it make sense.
You know what does make sense? A glow in the dark painting by Dean.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Beautiful.
does.
That makes sense. Plus, you get the book.
Because I originally drew these, because these aren't, that glow in the dark piece isn't anything on this campaign, but we originally drew them because there's a matching one of the actual Embrace as well in the rain, and they were going to be trading cards for the Embrace 2. I don't know. I think we're still doing that, right, Odin?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, so see, that's actually original art for a thing, so it's not just a picture.
Wow, look at that. You can get it on the ground floor in advance for Embrace 2 by getting a Dean painting today.
Yes.
It's a no-brainer. I don't know why it's not sold out. Why is it not sold out?
It's because So the one drawback to Kickstarter over Indiegogo at this point is they don't collect the money right
I
away.
hate that.
That's
Everybody hates that. Yeah.
That's
Everybody
the
hates
big
that.
thing that really messes with people. Like it, and the creators aren't too happy about it either, because it will very frequently result in people like backing at absorbently high tiers that they have no intention on ever doing, but they want to be a part of the experience of getting a book funded, and they'll refund those massive pledges. Like they'll cancel their massive pledges like right before their books close. And so like the instant consequence of I back, the money comes out of my account and everything like that is probably the biggest strength of Indiegogo. But like this is the bigger weakness of that. And what it comes down to is ultimately when you go into original art and you're selling things for $400, or the Joel Gomez piece is $2,000, nobody wants to
Hold on to that money.
Yeah, dude.
Pledge that and have to sit on that for like 30 to 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible idea. It's why original art generally does not do as well on Kickstarter.
Right. No, and it makes sense. And like I'm in the same boat. I'm like, that's why I don't back as many. Not only that, dude, I loathe backer kit. I hate the fact that I have to find the email to do the backer kit. It's like I just want the book. Why? You have all my information already. Why do I need to reconfirm it? It's annoying.
Backer kit's a thing that you can opt into. You don't have to use it. I think a lot of people do because it makes their lives easier, and backer kit I think does like a fulfillment service. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But like I didn't opt in on it. Like I use RJ over at Critical Blast for fulfillment. Right. So like it's going to be all of the books get like sent straight to him, and then he fulfills, and that's going to be how we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and RJ he does great fulfillment. Like I never have a problem with a I never have a problem with the Critical Blast package that I get. So so you can back this knowing that you're going to get a pristine copy, high quality, great book, great story, and not only that, a preview of the second book. So it's a no-brainer. Why haven't you backed it?
How big was the painting? I didn't get the
painting is 11 by 17. I'm not going to take it out of the box, but this is the box that it's in.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm just kidding. Don't take it up.
It's an
comic
11.
size.
It's 11 by 17 piece, fully watercolored.
Ooh, nice. I love watercolor. Yeah, 11 by 17 is it's comic size. Anyway, we won't get into logistics of crap. But anyway, yes, back it. Link is pinned to the top of the chat in the description below. I don't know where it is on Facebook and Twitter. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. Go to another link. Go to their pages. Their ats are somewhere over there. So we've been going a little over an hour, which is fine. I don't mind. I try to keep these at an hour. I loathe every second, but that's beside the point. So before we go, Dean, I'm going to change the question up. Dean, if you can work on any mainstream book, no questions, no nothing, all you, what book would you work on?
I mean, I gave up on that dream a long time ago. I'm pretty happy.
No, this is like you could do whatever you want. There's no it doesn't. Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it'd have to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay.
Because I draw a stick Spider-Man.
Sweet. Hey, there you go. Somebody can commission.
I actually have a tradition where every time I get a new sketchbook, the first page has a picture of Spider-Man on it.
Nice.
And I've been doing that since I was like 12 years old. So I've drawn Spider-Man a lot.
Dude, he's fun to draw. He just is. Like
he is, right?
He is really. He's probably my third favorite character to draw. Because Joker, Batman, Spider-Man.
Hell yeah.
He's just fun. Odin, same question. If you could work, no holds barred, do whatever you want. Nobody's like it's all you.
Can I ask Odin a question too after yours?
Yeah.
Anyway, you go first.
Okay, so if I could work on any character in the mainstream, no holds bar, I get to do anything that I want with them. There are three that I would pick, and they're like neck to neck to neck.
Okay.
The Phantom,
Oh.
the Shadow, and Thomas Wayne Batman.
Oh, okay. That's different.
I actually have a like treatment. It's not like a full script, but a treatment for a Thomas Wayne Batman that acts as kind of an origin, because like we understand why Bruce became Batman, but
Right.
why did Thomas? Like
Right.
we know that like yeah, Bruce got killed in the alley, but like the bat has a special significance to Bruce. What's the significance to Thomas? Why does he care about it? What is his connection? And like kind of goes through his kind of year one of being Batman.
You wouldn't
Which is-
want to write Captain America?
No, I am too close to that.
Wow.
I do not think I could be objective about anything that I wrote.
Fair enough.
Allie's yelling Tarna or something. I don't know.
She would
Tarna.
want to write Tana.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ellie, you're
okay.
not on the stream. Anyway.
But my question to you is, if you could write a comic book on any time of history, what would it be? Is that like kind of a broad like,
Something
what's your
Rome.
favorite?
Yeah,
so,
it's wrong.
so like I have like a whole bunch of scripts out there for a whole bunch of different things.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually recently, and Dean, I think you've actually read this one. Have you read Your
Yep.
Fill of Blood?
Yep.
Did I send that to you? I know I
you
sent
sent
it
me
to Huh?
You sent me a few different scripts. So
Okay.
yes. Because I've read all of them.
Your Fill of Blood is a science fantasy reimagining of Tamiris of the Massageti, who is the person that killed Cyrus the Great.
Yeah, I have
Well-
definitely read this one.
I was like thinking Rome. I was thinking Greece. I
So
was thinking like
I
World
mean,
War II.
like
my
I've got a whole bunch of like I've got a script called Treat Me As You Would a Liar, which is the Thermopylae story told from the Persian perspective.
Ooh.
There is I've got Romans versus Zombies, which I'm signed up with another production company to do.
I've been waiting for that for years at this point.
That's
Romans vs.
cool.
Zombies is incredible.
Like
Yeah.
I've got SPQR's Bizarre Adventure is literally JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with a Roman skin. Like it's I'm a huge I host a Thursday show called When in Rome with Matt Krotz, where I literally go through and take on bad history takes.
I try to catch it when I can. Yeah.
So like there's that. I have Elysian Fields is literally like Mortal Kombat with heroes of mythology, and like that's where I'm doing my reboot and everything, and that's got our main team of fighters is Achilles, Heracles, and Hippolyta in the reboot, and like they're going up against it. Like I am a history nut. So if I were to, one of the things that I would want to do, like that's on my bucket list, is I want to do a historiographic retelling of the Trojan War.
wow, that's
I've technically already started on it. I have a script for it. It's called Pearl McCoy. And it would be like multiple graphic novels, but like I like it to show you how much I love this. I created the logo for it, and I have two versions of the logo. One where Pearl McCoy is written in English, and one where it's written in ancient Greek. And then
You nerd.
I love it.
Part of the logo is the linear B glyph for armor.
Nice. Well, it looks like you got to keep it brand, though, just saying. So there you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
She's a big fan. Every single time that I show her one of like my history things, it's like, you need to do this. It's like, money.
I try to catch the when in Rome, or I don't know can't remember what you call it, but
it's called When in Rome with Michael.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I try to catch it. Link to okay.
subscribe.
The wrong link probably for his Twitter, but link for their YouTubes are in the description below,
Oh,
both
okay,
Comics Mate and for Nine Realms. So click those, everybody. Give them a
Shout out
subscribe.
to YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe to me. I'd make
Subscribe to
videos.
Dean does
I
I
things.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Don't
videos are
forget
great.
about Dean. Yeah.
I
Everybody
do.
forgets.
I mean,
about
I
Dean.
don't.
You forgot. You just said you
Appreciate
did.
you, Angela.
No, I don't forget
Suspicious.
Dean. I do appreciate Dean.
Well, while you're here, hit the like and subscribe here too if you're new. And please go back to the Embrace. Why haven't you? Thanks,
That's a good
Dean, Odin, Angela. Thank you guys. Thanks to the chat. All the
Yeah.
loves and hails. And I love you. Hit the button.
Love.